Hello and welcome to Matt's Casual Cooking. Today we are going to be making Snickerdoodle cookies. Very fun and very easy recipe to make for any time of year, especially this time of year. You take it to like a get together or birthday party, anything really fun like that. So we're going to go over all the ingredients and how to put together, and let's get to it. All right, folks. So before we go over these tasty cookies, it also is very tasty and free, hitting that subscribe button. It's a fun way to get fantastical recipes in your notification feed. So please subscribe and let's get back to the cookies. Now for your wet ingredients, you're going to need 1 cup of butter, softened. You're going to need 1.5 cups of sugar. You're going to need 2 eggs and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Now for your dry ingredients, you're going to need 3 cups of flour. You need half a teaspoon of baking soda. You're going to need half a teaspoon of salt, and you're going to need 1 teaspoon of cream of tartar. Now for the topping for this, you're going to need 4 tablespoons of sugar, and you're going to need 4 teaspoons of cinnamon. So we're going to go over how to put everything together here in a minute, and I will see you then. Alright folks, so what I've done is I've taken all the wet ingredients and I've put it in my stand mixer here. Now, if you don't have a stand mixer, electric hand mixer works just as well. This is a little bit easier though. So what you want to do with all your wet ingredients is you want to beat the mixture until it's nice and smooth. And then you're going to want to, off to the side in a bowl, mix all your dry ingredients together, and we're going to have those on standby. So I will see you when it's done. Alright folks, so you can see the wet ingredients. They kind of look like snow a little bit, but that's okay. It's pretty smooth at this point. So what we're going to do is you want to add your dry ingredients in just a little at a time until dough starts to form. So you don't have to dump, I wouldn't dump all of it in at once, just do it in like quarters or thirds, or even just spoon it in a little bit at a time. It's up to you. So go ahead and do that, and then once the dough forms, we'll move on to the next step. So I will see you then. Alright folks, so you can see we got our dough and it's pretty well combined and it's ready, and it's kind of reminding me of chocolate chip cookie dough at this point, but there's a couple differences on it. But what we are going to do is, whether you put some aluminum foil or just some plastic wrap over this, we're going to stash it in the fridge for just 1 hour. So then once that's done, we're going to take it out and we're going to move on to the next step. And this is really to kind of help the flavors really kind of combine in it. You don't necessarily want to do this overnight. Just for an hour is more than sufficient. So go ahead and do that, and I will see you in an hour. Alright folks, so it's been about an hour, and our dough is just kind of nice, and it's a little hard. It's kind of nice and combined together. So what we're going to do is you just want to take, that's a little much, about a golf ball size roll. I could probably actually take off a little bit more than this. And just roll it into a ball. And then take your topping mix, and we're just going to roll that in here. And then what you want to do is you want to put it on a ungreased baking sheet. Now go ahead and do that, and then once you're done, we'll move on to the cooking. So I will see you then. Alright folks, so you can see we're done. And I can probably actually move probably a couple with spacing on here. Now, if you want to get out a second tray and cook them, you certainly can. You don't have to put everything on one tray, or if you make them a little bit smaller and you got a lot more, then I would definitely do a second tray. Now, what you want to do is turn your oven to 350, and we're going to cook them for only 10 to 11 minutes. We don't want to overbake these. And then once you're done, go ahead and take them out and just cool them on the cookie sheet for a few minutes before you move them to a cooling rack. The cookies will be soft, so just be careful transferring them. So go ahead and do that, and I will see you when they're done. All right, folks, so you can see we are done, and I have them cooling on the rack right now. Just for 15 or 20 minutes should be sufficient until they harden up a little bit more. But these are going to be very nice and chewy, and you're just going to have a really good time eating these. So if you enjoyed making this today, like, subscribe, share. Please leave a comment below. I want to know what you're thinking. I want to thank you for watching, and come back next week with me on another fun food journey. So I will see you then.